Let's talk about failure for a second. Failure's got a really bad rap in my book because people are taught you are a failure if you don't succeed at something that you try. And that's just BS, okay? It's just total BS because we learn, we grow, we get better through failure. If you're not failing, you're not trying. And if you're not trying, you can't grow. And if you're not growing, how can you ever get any better? How can you ever help others? How can you ever help yourself? How can you ever achieve the things you want to achieve or make the differences that you want to make? You can't. You've got to be trying. And trying doesn't mean you're going to get it perfect right out of the gate. No one gets things perfect right out of the gate. It just doesn't happen. Okay? But every time you do it, you get better. When you focus on what you're doing right, your brain says, oh, hey, that worked. All right. So next time it does that and it tries something a little bit different. And maybe that part works too. Maybe it doesn't. It's trial and error. Your brain's really good at figuring out what works and stacking those things that work together. And in the end, you've got this massive success that you never even knew was in you in the beginning. When I wrote my first book, I spent 3 months and turned out 30 pages. I wanted it to be perfect. I wanted every word as it came from my mind onto that page to be perfect. The punctuation to be perfect, the placement to be perfect, the tone to be perfect. That's what I wanted. Well, guess what part of the book doesn't exist today? Those first 30 pages. It was after I learned how to turn off that voice that was saying it's got to be perfect and how to just let it flow that the writing happened. I wrote what is the entire book that's on the shelves in less than 14 days. The entire book. The first 30 pages that I spent 3 months on, threw it out. It sucked. It was horrible. So, if you're worried about failing, stop it. Worry about growing. Worry about learning. If it doesn't work, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I be better? And how can I use it moving forward? And then take those things and put it to use and move forward. There was a study, and I apologize, I don't know exactly where you can find it. There was a study that was done in a school, in a pottery class, or it was a sculpting class. And they took half the class and they said, we want you to produce the perfect work of art right out of the gate. Every piece that you do needs to be as perfect as you can make it at the very start. You're not going to be graded on how many you do. You're going to be graded on how perfect each piece is. Then the other half of the class, they said, we want you to do volume. We don't care how good it is, you just sculpt and sculpt and sculpt and produce as many as you can in the semester. Well, at the end of the semester, the group that was using the volume method was producing higher quality art quicker than the other group. Because the other group was so bound up internally trying to make sure it was perfect that they never allowed themselves to grow. So give yourself the gift of growing. Let yourself learn and grow and fail your way forward. And always remember, you are the master of your destiny.